Should artists be able to use AI as a tool, or should be called out because they're a poor artist? Welcome everybody to a new art topic. Today we'll be talking about, well, a very, you could say, a big artist, RossDraws. So last month he was called out for AI allegations that like he'd be using AI, he was in a Midjourney server, etc. The reason why I did not make a video of it, because one, I didn't really know about it, and number two, when I found out about it, there was, you know, say that he was gonna respond, and he eventually did respond not that long ago. So this is the tweet that started it all right here. It says, this was January 25th. RossDraws is a massive liar that's heavily using AI in most of his current new works. He's currently misleading partners using that have zero AI policy to publish his books. So this right here, I don't know if this image is specifically like the image he was promoting for his book, or, you know, that kind of stuff, because I did some research about it and I couldn't find it, because again, this is like about a month or two old, but I just want to give you guys context of his pretty much his response later on. Because then I found out about this right here. It says right here, no reason to give RossDraws the benefit of the doubt anymore. He is deleting critical comments to sweep the controversy under the rug and hoping it'll go away. His reputation is going to be tarnished if he keeps that up. Again, do not purchase Ross' next book. It contains AI. Yeah, this was done on February 21st, guys. This was like last month. So this on the tweet, it was on the 20th, pretty much explaining that RossDraws is in the Midjourney server as of 2024, even though his AI video was back in 2022. This person requested to be anonymous, but they took the screenshot back in August in which to stay out of the public eye. So they pretty much just say, oh, RossDraws is in the so here it is right here, guys. The screenshot, he pretty much says, hello, how do I change resolution on the renders and change the vertical / landscape? Thank you for your answering. Hi, I'm trying to access private mode, but not sure how to get Midjourney bot to message me. He is in the Midjourney server, and I'm probably gonna say something kind of controversial. I don't think that's a big deal, again, because artists are allowed to use AI or anybody as a tool, not just the final product. But I personally believe they should be able to use AI as a tool. I don't like AI. I wish it never existed within the creative fields, but it is here. And so I will be kind of dumb. And what's going on with my camera? Today is just a bad, what is going on? All right. I believe that AI should be allowed to use that AI as a tool, but not as a final product. And that's pretty much it. That's just me personally. It's just been saying a lot of controversy against AI, and a lot of people calling other artists using AI falsely, but this right here, this is evidence that he was in the server. So by doing a little bit of research, guys, I found this right here. It says, currently working on a super cool indie short. Please let me know if anyone can help. So this right here was posted on the 24th. So the reason why this is significant is because this is around the time he was using AI. So nobody really knows what exactly are his AI images for the most part right now, because he did try to do his best to replicate his art style within the AI, even though some parts could be looking faulty, or he could just even edit things out. So this is why people brought this up right here of like, oh, this is like, was this like the project that he was talking about, or his art book that he's talking about, or anything in that capacity, because it was around 2024. So before we begin like the response of what he's gonna say, I do want to showcase of who RossDraws is. He's a very popular artist. He's been known for some time now. He's over close to $250,000 on his Twitter, but he's mostly known on YouTube. If you guys don't know him, he has about 1.4 million subscribers, close to 1.5, and he has been very, very popular for a very long time. He's been doing YouTube for about 7 years. He used to get millions of views, but obviously, you know, when you're in YouTube very long, the climate's changed, and you know your views are not gonna be as big. But he's popular enough where he used to get over 100,000, 74K, sometimes it goes to 359K, etc. So it's like he has not like lost anything really, because again, an artist makes money more than just their YouTube. They make money of doing, like on his case was like doing Patreon, also tutorials, and also selling artwork on conventions, which we will talk about that very soon. But yeah, so like I said, he is a very known artist. He's a very popular artist. A lot of people love his art style, and they also try to replicate his style for a very long time. So this right here is pretty much his response right here, guys. Hello, I want to take a moment to appreciate those who have supported me throughout the years. These past few weeks have been incredibly challenging, but it's also reminded me of the kindness and encouragement some of you have shown. Yada yada yada. Here we go. Recently there's been a lot of discussion on my work, particularly regarding AI, about my artistic progress. I want to take a moment to address these concerns directly. I have taken my integrity as an artist seriously. I understand why issues matters. Why this issue matters. I want to clarify my stance, provide transparency, and address what's necessary. In 2022, I made a video expressing my curiosity about AI as a creative tool, which again, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, I keep saying this just to remind people, I don't like AI. I wish AI did not exist in the creative field, but I understand that it's here. It is not going to go anywhere. I got to be realistic about things. And if artists want to use this as a tool, I personally believe they should be allowed to use it as a tool, because there's no difference from using a reference and making a reference of an AI artwork. You know what I mean? But don't use the AI artwork like copy and paste, or even edit the AI artwork as the final product, because that is not okay. So he was very curious about it in 2022. I'm gonna summarize as much as possible, or else this video will be a lot longer. But in 2024, he came back in social media. That's when he said this: when I slowly returned to social media in 2024, the creative curiosity remained, but I should have taken more time to catch up with the evolving conversation around AI. My voice is cracked. Out of the 600 plus published pieces of art I created over the past 16 years, 5 had some AI influence. I now recognize that I should have been more thoughtful and aware of the broader conversation about the subject, For the most recent book project, I briefly explored AI in the early concept phases, but I made a clear decision to remove it and to share a final product or final work. It's entirely my own. This book is a reflection of my artistic vision, and I want to restore you. There's no AI in it. Now, this is a very interesting thing, because he probably saying the 5 published art pieces that he made, like, you know, put it on his Twitter and social medias, were influenced by AI. So what I wish he went more detail into it of what these 5 art pieces are and showcase it on the response, because at least he would have been like, okay, so this is how the AI looked, and this is my recreation of that reference idea. I think that'd be a better way to kind of showcase that it was just a tool instead of just a plain copy, especially in the way Twitter and the internet works. You gotta be very transparent and try to put every context you put out a lot better, because this right here doesn't get really that much context, but there's actually more information within that part. Because someone on Twitter actually made a response to like his images of AI, where like only 5 images were published were AI, which is true, but let me go right here with no webcam so I don't block anything. Yeah, I've been paying for Midjourney for like a year-ish to generate AIs. I think one of these days we'll save the generation is in reference folder, then delete them from my Discord app. In my case, my Discord gets hacked, trying to save another public meltdown, which that's pretty much what happened. And this was last year too, by the way, guys, on around March. And then a couple months later, also, can we resume on deleting Midjourney stuff? Can we make it a goal to get through it by the certain date, maybe in a month? And I am at 24K right now. Here's the response of the part where it says 600 published pieces of art I've created over 16 years. 5 have been some AI influence. So when you read the full context of it, it says published, only 5 had influences, but he made over 20K or plus AI generated images that he saved as reference folders. So there's actually more influence on AI that he actually said. Now, I will defend on this part. If these art pieces are just influence / using reference of say AI, then it's perfectly fine in my personal opinion, because AI should be used as a tool, not as the final product. I'll keep saying that so people know that I'm very clear. By the way, guys, this was created by Judas1237. Their tweet. Just look here, he had generated a tweet for images AI image. Paid Midjourney for a year. In his apology file, he never mentioned about the amount of AI images. So there you go. He's the one who posted this tweet, so I'll give credit to him. So back to his apology, he said pretty much, that said, I had important conversations with friends, peers who have helped me be better understand the impact of AI can have to artists. I took full responsibility for my missteps and recognize that I need to do better in educating myself, especially since So much have changed since my return to social media. I now understand that AI possesses a real threat to job security and livelihood of my peers. To my longtime fans, I'm truly sorry for letting you down. To the art community, I'm sincerely apologize, and I'm committed to stay informed and doing better moving forward. So pretty much the other part is just first community. I will put a link in the description below about if you guys want to read the full response. But I think the biggest problem was him not being honest of what he uses AI for, or he was never open about it, especially how sensitive this topic has been going on for artists for some time now. Can't believe it's only been 3 years since like the whole AI thing. Anyways, I personally believe that he just messed up behind hiding this from people and not being transparent. Like, hey guys, I'm using AI as a way for me to get ideas faster, use references, and they're not the final product. If they would come out that way, I think he would have gotten backlash, but I don't think he would have gotten this bad of a backlash because he's very honest with it. But this is not the end, guys. This is just the first half of what people are going against him. Well, why do I say that? Well, he has a little bit of controversy regarding him and his helpers within conventions, because if you guys don't know, if you get an art booth, you get at least 2 helpers to help you with your booth. Now, some artists are not big enough to get like to paid helpers. Some people are genuinely want to help the artists to have a better experience within the booth and, you know, sell better, etc. And there are some artists who are really big who get like 1 or 2 tables, and they get helpers throughout the whole weekend, and they actually do pay the helpers because that's the right thing to do, because, you know, they're putting their time and effort throughout the whole weekend to help you out and sell a lot more merchandise than ever. But it looks like RossDraws is being accused, alleged, not factual, of him pretty much abusing his power, because as always, it starts with a tweet. I know a lot has already been said about RossDraws using AI. However, I would like to point out the shitty behavior of him not paying people working in your booth. Bare min, you should be paying for hourly wages. So here it is right here. Is a conversation on Discord between RossDraws and Phoenix Soul about, you know, oh yeah, hell, you're coming back to Lightbox, come to AX, help us. I love being in LA, nice to be surrounded by artists, the same amount of drive, etc. Bro wants free labor, like they're making a joke. And then, will you be housing me again? Hello, sure. Okay, I'll let you know. Will you buy my plane ticket? Maybe I'll pay. Maybe I can just pay someone here. So there you go. So it's like, okay, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. They want to pay them and they want to pay somebody else, you know, that lives closely to the convention. And says, oh, okay, cause I might keep you for San Diego Comic-Con. When's San Diego Comic-Con? Okay, I look it up, bro. What? Unless you're paying my July rent, I can't stay the whole month. You get a whole July vacation. That's not how that works. Personally, like, if you're gonna want somebody to stay with you for a whole month, you have to pay their monthly bills if you want them to stay with you for the whole month. At least, like, yeah, I mean, come on, dude, you can't ask for a whole month time. Come on. But to add further, let me go to my small camera right here. It's right here. To add further support to what I'm saying, Ross also asked me to stay for San Diego Comic-Con after AX, both in the same month. And at this point, I'm not being paid. I work 2 jobs and I do overtime just to make sure I can afford this trip, make sure my bills are covered for the time I'm gone. Here, he wanted me to stay the whole month unpaid, but masked it as a month's vacation. My bills don't take a vacation with me before people may comment on my rent and utilities. I have roommates, and this is just the bare minimum of what I can pay in expenses. I had to forego other bills to make sure the number is small as possible, but instead he rescinded the offer at the end of AX. My coworker is trying to tell me that $830 was way too expensive and like it as a no-brainer for Ross to decline. Meanwhile, he self-admitted it that he lived on his own. He paid $1,600 and Ross pays way more than me for his home. So that be told by 2 other people that $830 was way too expensive are egregious numbers to ask for and was just gross. Sorry, I can't speak. Personally, I take this as like he just found a better offer and just went taking the offer, and instead of paying someone $830, he just pays someone else less for the whole weekend kind of thing and just get some, like, that's what kind of sounds to me. It sucks. It sucks to happen, but it's just business at the end of the day, and business is brutal. Unless I read that wrong, guys, please let me know. Like, let me know. Slap me right in the face. Like, no, that's not what he meant. But that's not the only allegation going on, because there's also this photo right here going on about his booth, you know, say. So I said, first and foremost, I'd like to state that I personally don't think that Ross is a bad, evil individual, etc. He just brings out he's not a great, he's not a bad person. But with that being said, his business practices are unethical. Although Ross works extremely hard, he's also very still privileged to the point where he doesn't understand the importance of fairly compensating his team. In his Google Doc, Vince talks about he didn't get paid for working his first con with him. He includes a screenshot where Ross assumed that he was volunteering. If anyone has worked in convention booth, they know how exhausting, labor intensive the position is. It's basically sales with extra long hours. You're constantly on your feet, generating sales, barely have any time to eat. Maybe it's time, maybe it's just me, but not paying for someone's labor when they're literally making you money seems like an advantageous move. I'm pretty sure I said wrong, my bad guys. Not to mention the power balance at play because younger fans are less willing to put up boundaries. So I have done art booths. I've done art booths on myself. They're very exhausting and long hours. I could just imagine from a bigger artist getting a lot more people and need a lot more help. I do understand that too. And I think the biggest thing that I will say about this, guys, please make sure your boundaries are known. Like, hey, I'm not doing this for free labor, pay me. But the heartless side of me says if they could find someone who's willing to work for free, it is what it is because they are willing to work for free. Now, I do understand there could be a power balance to it, but like I said, the heartless and business side of me will like, I understand why he'll probably pick someone who's willing to do for free than actually paying someone. I know I'm heartless. Don't dislike this. Because if you guys want more context, how much booth he has, I'm about to have my biggest show ever. I will be at an anime expo with 6 booths. 6 booths, guys, in 2022. That's why people are saying that, okay, maybe he needs to pay his helpers. I'm just saying. But I said before, the heartless side of it is like, if you could find free help for that, then oh god, it is what it is, but it's not okay. So that's pretty much it regarding RossDraws. Again, he's very known on Twitch, YouTube and Instagram and Twitter, all the kind of stuff, because he's a very known artist. His style is very liked for a lot of people. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about the AI stuff. Should artists be allowed to use AI as a tool but not as a final product? Or, you know, should he also be getting a lot of backlash just because he experimented with Midjourney / AI, and I guess also implied they only use 5 not AI artwork but influence of AI in his works? And the other part is, should he get backlash for taking advantage of people when he's doing art shows and not paying them or not giving them full compensation, especially regarding the way he does art booths? I guess I already said my piece about that. I said about, like, you know, the heartless side of me about it, the unethical things about it, the, you know, it is very, I can see why he would do it. I can see why it's bad. Anyway, I would love to hear your guys' opinion about that. Anyways, peace out, my stuff. I'll see you guys on the next video. I promise I am also working on a new product, a new video. Sorry, that has nothing to do with art topics. It's just that when these come up, it's like I gotta get them out as soon as possible. You know how it is, guys. Again, YouTube is not my full-time job, so I don't have a lot of time to put a lot of time to make a lot of videos, guys. Just to let you guys know. So I gotta put these videos out, and then I gotta continue working on the other videos I want to do, but they keep getting delayed because so much stuff has been happening. And yeah, anyways, you know what the excuse is. Peace out, much love. Again, more content's coming out for you guys very, very soon. Hit the like, subscribe, check out the shorts for artwork that I've been creating recently, and also check out my community posts of work that I've already made, but people may not have seen will be in the post there. Peace out, much love. See you guys on the next one. Woo!